Isang malaking awesome. And yan guys, mali tayo doon sa ating naging prediction kahapon. So I was really expecting that 64,200 will be too strong in order for us to retrace, tapos magkaroon tayo ng konting spike para maingganyo itong mga taong to, tapos dyan tayo babagsak. So ang nangyari is bumagsak na tayo ng sobra at napaaga na siya ng kumbaga napaaga siya doon sa expected, kasi ang hinahabol ko is yung parang ABCD dito sa area na to. But what really made this, no? So yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin. Sobrang bilis lang netong ating recorded live na to. So ako nga pala si Osber. I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins and losses dito sa cryptocurrency since 2021. Ayan, lumapit yung labi ko sa, sa mic. Okay, so nagka-crash yung market, no? So everyone is like really panicking. Okay, so pasok pa rin naman tayo kung pababa tayo dito sa larger time frame. Tingnan natin kung mag-bounce tayo for the beginning of July, tapos tsaka tayo babagsak ulit, or try natin kung kaya i-fish out tong level ng 68 or 69. Okay, pwede yan bago tayo bumagsak ng todo by the end of July, no? So yan yung nagiging prediction natin for this one. I was really expecting a retrace bago tayo tumuloy ng 61. Okay, para takutin tong mga to, tapos tsaka tayo angat hanggang sa pabalik ng 68 or 69. Okay, tsaka tayo babagsak. So, I'm just mirroring yung nangyari, no? So, sabi nga nila, in every impulse, no, meron tayong ABC. So, impulse 1, ABC. Impulse 3, okay, 2, 3. So, yung 3 natin, ABC din yon. So, dito, ABC din na maliit, pero ABC din dito sa area na to. So, parang yun lang yung hinahabol natin dito. So, meron tayong tinatawag na accumulation, mini accumulation dito. So tingnan natin ano yung magiging decision ng mga tao from there, kung magiging markup na ba tayo or markdown, another markdown, which is the last markdown that will happen for this year, no? So yun yung ina-expect ko, kasi we are already overheating in terms of sa bottom. Okay, so guys, marami nagsasabi na it's just a war, etc. It's the war. Pero I really think it's because of Michael Saylor. Okay, so maliban, sige, pag-usapan na lang muna natin yung war. Why are we crashing? Sabi nila, war daw. So for me, okay, let's talk about the war. So sabi dito, kasi pupunta siya sa Lebanon or sa Israel. So medyo pinapabango nila yung pangalan ng US. Tapos biglang nagkaroon ng gera all of a sudden. So Israel actually wage war. Then dapat mag-uusap yung US, Iran, okay? So pupunta dapat tong vice president sa Iran pala, hindi sa ano. So ang nangyari is nagkaroon ng gera. So umatake tong si Israel sa Lebanon, and nagkaroon sila ng kumbaga nagkaroon sila ng bombahan. So hindi lang basta parang ano. So they are really waging war against Lebanon. So nung tinitignan ko yung issue na to, it was not really in time. Rather, ang naging basehan talaga sa Bitcoin. In Bitcoin terms. We're talking about Bitcoin terms. Pag tinitignan ko yung timing, mas naging malapit yung timing ni Michael Saylor or ng MicroStrategies sa nangyaring crash natin kanina. So, ito yun. So, ito yung time. Yan. So, yung kay Michael Saylor dito, tapos yung sa war, 3 days ago pa yun eh. So, ano na ba? Oh, 3 days ago dito. Okay, so pwede rin sabihin siya yung nagpasimula, pero I really don't think so. So, hindi siya nagtutugma. Okay, ay actually dito yung sa war. Okay, hindi pa siya parang sobrang sure. Tapos biglang umangat tayo, tapos biglang, the peace talks, wala naman nangyari, then bumagsak. Okay, so yun, yun yung nakita ko. So peace talks, tapos biglang bumagsak. So yeah, also 10 year natin is hindi pa rin gumagalaw. So I was really expecting na may galaw siya kung talagang sa war to. Yan isa yun sa mga proof natin. So I don't think it's about the war. Okay, nevertheless, kung ano man yung status na nangyayari. So yeah, nag-pull out si Iran sa ceasefire agreement nila with the US, and nagkaroon sila ng parang agreement na tulungan si Lebanon and yung mga iba pang wini-wage war ni Israel. So talagang napasama yung imahe ni Israel dito in terms of like war, kumbaga nag-i-initiate ng war sa Middle East. So, eto pa, isa pa to. Si Andrew Tate, na-liquidate siya 8 times. No? So, tinignan ko, actually, sobrang accurate. Tinrack ko din tong wallet na to. So, I don't know what's going on. Marami ding mga news sa Coin Bureau na medyo interesting pero medyo mas ano lang talaga, maingay yung mga liquidation ngayon kasi nga biglaan. Okay. So, wala tayong naging trade. Hindi ko rin sinabi sa inyo mag-long. Pero I was really expecting a long here because of this pattern. So, na-break siya agad. So, ilan pa lang to? Pangalawa. Pangalawa pa lang, na-break na siya. So, we cannot fight this. Pag hindi tayo makaangat na 64,200, then mag-resist tayo ng many times yan. Then, dito tayo babagsak sa 60 or 61,200. No? 60 or 61, yeah. So, pag hindi pa rin niya ma-support, di mas malalim yung pupunta natin, which is yung, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na 57 to 56. 57 sarado. Yeah. So, now, what really crashed the market? So, but before we talk about that is we need to talk about the World Central Bank are incredibly bullish on gold. So, this is very important kasi I think they are trying to be really careful about getting into crypto. Kung hindi man nila malabanan yung crypto, so lalabanan nila sa fake liquidity or yung tinatawag na, meron talaga kaming gold bullions, mga tons ng gold sa reserve namin kahit wala naman talaga. So, if nanood kayo ng La Casa de Papel or ng Money Heist, alam niyo yung pinagsasabi ko. Kasi yun yung point na ninakaw yung gold tapos pinalitan nila ng fake gold. Tapos pinagmukha nila, hindi naman nanakaw, wala talagang nanakaw, and etc. So, it's a win-win situation for both sides. Parang ganun yung naging dating. So, yun yung nagiging intuition ko dito pag tinitignan ko siya and tinitignan ko yung mga numbers, etc. Diba, parang pwede kasi pikiin yung yung supply ng gold tapos pwede pang magmina hanggang sa dumami yung supply tapos magkaroon ng parang mawala yung value niya. So, nagigets niyo? Parang it's just a matter of time. Also in terms of like what will be, parang mas marami pa yung case or use case ng silver, tungsten, and ng copper, no? So, that's why we are more heavy on copper. Maliban sa mas affordable yung copper, pero sadyang maraming health benefits kasi yung copper So, parang ganun yung tinitignan ko dito. So, gold, I don't think so, aside from just conducting and radiation, something like that. So, hindi ko siya makita as long-term, very long-term kind of thing. So, maybe the reason why, of course, because malaki na talaga yung market cap ng gold and they can just like sit the gold there then still make money out of it. Parang gano'n. It's really easy to manipulate gold already as long as you're one of those big commercial banks, no? Isa yan sa mga tinitignan ko din kung bakit they are trying to get into gold. So, gumagawa ata sila ng parang backup plan kung mag-mess up sila sa stablecoins, or which is one of the plans na gustong gawin ng mundong to is to really inflate the crypto so that they can stress test it already. Then makita nila kung ano yung mga real assets and what will be the long-term plan for this one, since hindi nga nila na-anticipate that it will be this strong. Okay, they are thinking, or yung according to sa report na nabasa ko, they are thinking, or yes, na it may work, but not at this kind of point na sobrang gagana siya at umabot ng 100k in just after 2070. It just took like how many years compared dun sa mga other assets na nauna pa sa so S&P, di ba? So, it really took like just few months. So, they are trying to see it as an AI na pag in-injectan mo pa ng maraming tech, mas bibilis yung growth or mas bibilis yung parang progress ng Bitcoin. Since marami pa rin naman developer ang Bitcoin no? So, ang nagiging hiccup lang dito is mabilis na nga siya i-control. Diba? Kasi marami na nga pera. and lumolobo na yung stablecoin. So what are the chances na at some point, no, merong magbuhos na sobrang laking portion nun at magkaroon ng malaking control sa Bitcoin pag nalaman nila yung actual or yung real circulating supply na talagang nandyan pa. Kasi marami diba yung parang sinasabi na hindi, may minahin na lang natin to, then until when na ba yung last na mamimina na Bitcoin, parang gano'n. Pero anyways, let's move to the real topic here. Kasi bumagsak sa 90, okay, 90 pricing itong and struggling to get above it. So this is going to be a major resistance for Strategy Inc, no? So we really have to be careful kasi everyone is like looking at here and everyone is so emotional and sentimental about this move, and that's why we are dragging down like super fast than our expectation. So gusto ko sana 1, 2, 3 tapos isa pang maliit dito siguro, tapos tsaka tayo mag head and shoulder, no? So, pero iniisip ko baka pwede rin i-manipulate tsaka tayo bumagsak. Pero nangyari, bumagsak na tayo ngayon pa lang. So, it's because of that news, which is si STRC. Okay? And kung titignan nyo to, dito mapoprove talaga na kung may altcoins kayo hinahawakan, medyo, kumbaga, marami sa mga alts na to hindi na makakabangon because of this single chart, no? So it just talks about like how and what is the growth and what is the current health of altcoins right now. Okay, sige, exclude na natin yung top 10, pero most of this, diba, sinabi ko na to dati noong 2023, gumawa ako ng document na bibihira yung may naglilindi effect, pero pag naglindi effect is nandyan talaga siya for the longest time. Kumbaga katulad ng Dogecoin, diba, naglindi effect siya by 2023, diba? It just stayed there, tapos ngayon still trading up, and nung bumangon nung 2024 ng Q4, we saw a significant gain pa rin. And the person who was making millions, diba, tapos biglang nawala yung millions niya, parang 100, 200k na lang, and he made headlines na parang hindi na siya millionaire kasi hindi siya nag-TP. Bumalik siya sa pagiging millionaire noon. And ngayon, naman ko nangyari, sabi niya it's just gonna hold still, and right now we're crashing. So yan yung iniisip ko ngayon, guys, na talagang binubura nila yung mga walang kwentang assets at yung mga mapagpanggap sa crypto. Nevertheless, kung nandito na yung asset na yun for 6 years, sabihin natin Solana, no, they're trying to really stress test these assets, no, and trying to create a lot of chaos in the market so that they can see what will be the potential best price to buy those assets na talaga magtatagal sa market. So yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin next week. So look, mag-like kayo or subscribe or mag notification bell para mauna kayo sa mga chismis, guys. And before I go, off trades of course, but this week naglilipat kasi ako ng apartment, so mahirapan ako humanap ng internet. So ang gagawin natin, baka mag-live tayo tapos try natin camera live lang or saan na lang, sa phone live lang kasi wala pa akong internet na naikabit. Sa 29 pa ata siya makakabit, so 10 days from now. So gagawa ko ng paraan, or baka doon ako sa office mag-live natin. Then, tingnan natin kung ano yung magiging natin, setup natin doon. So, yun lang, guys. Chismis na lahat ng yun. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin, at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, of course, guys, stay awesome. Goodbye and Shabbat Shalom.